So, you are sitting there, you are looking at your financial landscape, and you are asking yourself a very specific question today. Does Qapital offer a debit card? Let me give you the straight, unfiltered answer right out of the gate, because at this stage in your life, you do not have time for games, and you certainly do not have time for fluff. Yes. Yes, they absolutely do. It is a Qapital Visa Debit Card, backed by Lincoln Savings Bank, and it is FDIC insured. But listen to me, because the answer to that simple question is just the tip of the iceberg. What you really need to be asking yourself is not just do they have a card, but is this the right tool for me right now as I transition into or live through my retirement years? That is where the rubber meets the road. Let's talk about the real problem here. When you are about to retire, or if you are already retired, the single greatest shift you experience isn't just emotional, it is structural. For decades, you lived on the accumulation side of the fence. Money came in, you saved it, you invested it, you watched it grow. But the moment you retire, you cross over to the decumulation side. Suddenly, you are the boss of your own paycheck. You have to take this big nest egg, or your Social Security, or your pension, and you have to micromanage how it goes out the door every single month. And that brings up a massive fear. I know what keeps you up at night. It is the fear of outliving your money. It is the fear that 100 small, unnoticed daily expenses will poke holes in your retirement bucket until it runs dry. You are terrified of losing control over your daily spending because you don't have a standard 9-to-5 paycheck coming in to bail you out next Friday. So when you look at an app like Qapital, which started out as a nifty little smartphone tool to help millennials save up for vacations by rounding up their spare change, you might wonder, is this a serious financial tool for someone like me? Here is how it actually works, and why it is a double-edged sword for a retiree. Qapital offers what they call a spend account, which comes with that Visa debit card. The whole pitch is automation. They have these rules, like the roundup rule, where if you buy a coffee for $3.50, they round it up to $4 and put that 50 cents into a savings goal. Or the set and forget rule, which moves money automatically on payday. They even have digital cards that you can use instantly on your phone before the physical plastic piece even arrives in your mailbox. And no, they do not charge you hidden transaction fees, and they don't charge you a fee at the ATM, though the ATM owner might. It sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It sounds so easy. But I want you to pause and look at the reality of this setup. Qapital is a subscription-based app. It costs money every single month just to use it. They like to say it costs about the same as a cup of coffee a month, but a cup of coffee here and a cup of coffee there adds up. Why on earth would you pay a monthly fee to a smartphone app just to have a debit card and a checking account, when there are dozens of traditional banks and reputable online brokerages that will give you a premier checking account and a debit card absolutely free because of the size of your retirement assets? If you have a substantial amount of money saved up, you are a VIP to major financial institutions. They should be rolling out the red carpet for you, not charging you a monthly fee to round up your quarters. Furthermore, let's look at the mechanics of how we think about money in retirement. At this stage in your life, your primary goal is clarity. You need to know exactly what is coming in and exactly what is going out. When you use an app that automatically triggers money to move from your spending account into different little hidden digital buckets every time you buy a grocery item or pump gas, it can actually create confusion in your cash flow. You look at your balance, and it's fluctuating constantly because of all these automated rules. That is the last thing you want when you are trying to manage a strict, fixed-income retirement budget. So, what is the actionable takeaway here? What do you actually do with this information today? First, if you are looking for a debit card and a way to manage your daily spending in retirement, do not automatically jump at the trendiest app on your phone. I want you to look at your primary investment or retirement account, whether that is with Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or even your local credit union where you have a long-standing relationship. Look at what they offer. Most of them offer cash management accounts with high-yield interest, total fee waivers, and robust debit cards that link directly to your income streams without a monthly subscription fee. Second, if you truly love the idea of buckets, if you are someone who needs to visually separate your money into a bucket for property taxes, a bucket for travel, and a bucket for everyday groceries, you do not need to pay a fee for it. You can create that exact same structure yourself using a strategy one have advocated for decades, the multi-account system. You have one central checking account where your retirement income lands. Then, you set up free, linked savings accounts at a high-yield online bank, and you manually or automatically transfer set, predictable amounts on the first of the month. No surprises. No random roundups. Just total, absolute control. Do not let the fear of managing your money drive you into tools that complicate your life. You have worked far too hard, for far too many years, to let an app dictate the rhythm of your wallet. Yes, Qapital has a debit card. But you are the master of your retirement. Look for simplicity, look for value, eliminate unnecessary monthly fees, and choose the tools that give you absolute power over your financial future. Stay strong, stand in your truth, and protect your hard-earned nest egg.